What is the thing we don't talk about in your family? In my family, it's my Uncle Rob's disappearance. 23 years ago, he vanished without a trace. No goodbye note, no emptied bank account, nothing. One day he was there, and the next he wasn't. I was only 7 when it happened, but I still remember the way my mom's face changed when she got the call from my grandma that Sunday morning. She went from sleepy to stone in seconds. "What do you mean he's not there?" she asked, her knuckles turning white around the phone. "Have you checked his apartment?" I remember how quiet the house got in the weeks that followed. Police officers came and went. They asked questions about Rob's friends, his habits, whether he'd seemed sad or worried lately. He was fine, my mom kept insisting. He was completely fine. But even as a kid, I knew something wasn't right. The adults would talk in hushed voices that stopped whenever I entered a room. My grandparents aged a decade in a month. By the time I was in high school, Uncle Rob had become a ghost story, something we acknowledged existed but never directly addressed. My mom kept a photo of him on the mantle, but if anyone asked who he was, she'd just say, "My brother," and change the subject. I tried asking once when I was 16. We were driving home from the grocery store, just the two of us, and I thought maybe, away from everyone else, she'd open up. "Mom, what really happened to Uncle Rob?" Her hands tightened on the steering wheel. "He disappeared, Ellie. You know that. But why? People don't just disappear." She pulled the car over so suddenly that my head jerked forward. When she turned to look at me, her eyes were glassy. "In this family, they do," she said, "and we don't talk about it." That was that for almost a decade. Until last Christmas, when my grandpa had too much whiskey and started crying at the dinner table. "I should have listened," he kept saying. "I should have listened to him." My grandma tried to shush him, but he pushed her hand away. "No, they deserve to know. The kids deserve to know what kind of family they come from." The room went so quiet I could hear the ice shifting in glasses. My cousin Jake looked like he wanted to bolt. My mom and her sister exchanged a look I couldn't read. "Dad," my mom said quietly, "not now." But Grandpa wasn't stopping. Rob knew what was happening. He tried to tell me about the money, about where it was coming from. I told him to mind his own business. That's when my Uncle Tom, my mom's sister's husband, stood up so fast his chair fell backward. "Enough, Bill. You're drunk." "Am I?" Grandpa laughed, but it was a hollow sound. "Tell them about the business trips, Tom. Tell them where you really were when Rob disappeared." What happened next is still a blur. Tom lunged across the table. My dad and Jake pulled him back. My grandma started sobbing. Someone knocked over the gravy boat. I caught my mom's eye across the chaos, and for a second, I saw something I'd never seen there before. Fear. We never finished that Christmas dinner. Tom and his family left. Grandpa passed out. The rest of us cleaned up in silence. Later that night, I overheard my parents talking in their bedroom. "We need to tell her," my dad said. "She's not a child anymore." "If I tell her," my mom replied, "she becomes part of it. Is that what you want? Don't you think she already is?" The next morning, everyone acted like nothing had happened. The broken dishes were replaced, the stained tablecloth was gone, and no one mentioned Uncle Rob or the outburst.